Welcome to the Bible Belt Bros podcast. We are here another week, Andrew. We're still doing this.
Yeah, what? How?
Exactly. We're still doing this. How's your week been?
Can't complain too much. I mean, it was pretty busy.
We got new cameras for our house, a little puppy cam.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
We actually, it's like 4 cameras and they're Wi-Fi connected and stuff. And so...
Speaking of puppy,
does
Darcy and the cat get along?
Darcy and our cat don't get along, mainly because our cat is psycho. She doesn't get along with people, let alone...
My cat's psycho.
Yeah. What's with cats being psycho?
There's
always the analogy that cats are of the devil.
Right.
Know? And for the most part, it's true. Our outside cat is great. Like, they play.
Sleeps
Darcy,
on the roof.
Well, it sleeps on the roof, yes. And our Darcy plays with our outside cat. Outside. Just not our inside cat. Anyway, so we got the puppy cam, right?
Right.
And now, you know, Shay's going to be obsessed because she can just pull it up on her phone and watch it. And she's going to be obsessed and probably have, like, a special monitor just for the puppy cam is what I'm expecting. So I told her, here's my plan. I am just going to walk through naked once in a while, moon the camera every chance I get so that she can't just have it pulled up at work because you never know. So she said, try it, fool. I'm just going to leave it up and show my boss. So now we're in this standoff. do I dance around naked in front of the puppy cam, or do I risk it?
So I am actually about to show you something, but I had to turn one of the cameras.
Oh, I'm talking about being naked, and you're going to show me something? What?
I had to actually turn off one of my cameras because my wife is still at home, and so sometimes she walks around not fully dressed. So yeah,
Lord,
we just got cameras at our house as well, interior cameras.
See, that's weird to me.
Look, you can see my toilet.
I know, that's weird.
So I can't use the bathroom with the door open anymore, which I never do anyways. The rest of my family does, and it drives me nuts. I am always screaming at them, shut the door. I don't know. When I'm sitting on the pot, I want my privacy.
Yeah. Who wants to watch that? There's weird fetish people that want to watch that.
Yeah.
That's not me.
My wife has my daughter doing it.
Okay.
So they both leave the door open. I'm like, are you kidding me? Luckily, my daughter's bathroom is off out of the way, so when I walk by, I don't accidentally look in there, but yeah.
That's insane. The concept of cameras inside the house like that just scare me.
Why?
Because things like that can be hacked.
Yeah, anything can be hacked.
Anything can be hacked.
Your phone can be hacked.
And so it's just a weird... I don't know. It's already the NSA is listening and probably watching through my camera on my phone anyway. But it's just kind of a weird... I don't know. I just always have this weird...
You already know I'm security-minded. I have cameras all around the outside of my house.
Well, I get the outside of your house. Like we have a camera that's going to be facing every car that comes in the driveway. It's a longer driveway, just to be able to get the license plate and stuff. But we haven't had any security issues here. It's just, you know.
You know how many times the cops have come to my house for my video?
Enough?
A ton. So much that I upgraded my system and got a better system.
Should have had the cops pay for it.
That's what I told them. Last time they came out, O'Keefe, I was like, listen, I upgraded my security system. You going to reimburse me for this?
We had a cop come by work because we have this one customer who picked up an order, was supposed to come back and pick up the rest of the order and pay for it, and never came back as a baseball coach. He collected money from the parents but never picked up their stuff, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so we had a cop come by, and so I'm like showing like, yeah, here's his Facebook. Here's a picture of the kids that are wearing it because now he's saying he never picked it up. And like, here's a picture on Facebook of the team, them wearing the jerseys we did. You know, it's like pretty obvious and all this stuff. And so I was like, I can be a pretty good detective if you're looking for somebody. Like, do you need a private detective? Is that how this works?
You're a Facebook stalker. That's not really being a detective.
They're probably like, sir, you're under surveillance. Right. If you know
They're like, sir, you kind of actually scared us with what you just did. We're going to have to place you under arrest now.
Yes.
So I blast this memory deal. I forgot what I was going to say.
Andrew has what's called short-term memory loss. Short-term memory loss. Or
Hey, I get paid
short-term
for
memory.
it, so I'm good with it.
For his service in Afghanistan. So we salute you. Thank you for your service, Andrew. And there's moments like this where, he can't remember anything. And it is what it is.
It's going to be a good point, too.
I'm sure. It's always the best points are the ones I forget.
Okay, we were talking about cameras.
Nudity, cameras, inside, pooping.
I don't know. It's going to be something good. Oh, well. So what were we talking about?
Well, thank you, Osama, for that.
He was dead before I got there.
We had a great point, and he was dead. Well, but he's actually thank you, Bush, probably for
sending us to war.
Sending us. I don't know who to blame for this.
I'm thanking Bush, not blaming him.
I know. Yeah. Let's just move on. Fantasy football update.
Football.
Such a great budget here. Andrew, we have had a hotline, basically, for people to come and just, rant.
So we have a 1-800 number?
Well, it's a 405 number.
Close enough.
If you have an issue of your fantasy football team, we encourage you to call in. If you have advice, we'll probably record it way later than when you actually need to know by. But we'd love to hear your complaints on how your team is doing. I'll just give them a quick update for me. I also play FanDuel, and I was doing really good on these high-stakes tournaments. I was started at $25, and I was up to $100, and so I went and bet pretty higher than what I was supposed to on a Monday Night Football game, and I lost $50. So I'm still at $50, still double what I started, but yeah, that hurt. So hopefully by the time Shay listens to this, which is my wife, I will have that money back, and she won't know. So,
or he will have lost more, and he will be in deep doo.
There will be another deposit in the FanDuel, and she'll be like, "What the heck? You were at $100." So. Yeah, about that.
All right, so I understand we have some clips to listen to.
Yeah, so we'll just play some voicemails here and just kind of sympathize with them or celebrate with them, their victories and losses. So here's the first one. I believe it's LeBrandon, but
LeBrandon.
Yeah, is that his name?
Don't let the name fool you. He's white.
He's white. Yes. So here's the first one.
Hey, this is LeBrandon from Austin and Lev Presents. Shout out to my dudes from the Bible Belt Bros, Dusty and Andrew. Man, I just want to talk about my fantasy football team and how trash it is. So with my first pick, I picked up like Le'Veon Bell. Okay, thinking he's going to do something this year. I'm 0-3 because of this dude. 0-3 because of Le'Veon Bell not wanting to play the sport he's getting paid a lot of money for. Come on, man. Seriously? And then I've got some just random people that everybody's hurt. So I've got a team full of injured people, and now I'm going to draft Tim Tebow and try and call him here in a little bit and see if he will play football again. Later.
First thing I want to say about that. So this is a Google number, and Google translates it.
Yeah.
I was reading along with it while listening to it, and it was hilarious. Like, it calls you Justin.
Yeah, yep.
Le'Veon Bell is Ladeon.
Well, on those Bible Belt Rose,
Right.
not Bart Bros.
But I liked Ladeon. Ladeon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell.
All right, so LeBrandon, your first mistake was drafting Ladeon Bell.
Especially if Gurley was available. Le'Veon, you knew going into it, he's done this the last couple of years. He's held out. So
From a biblical standpoint, he clearly loves the money, and he has a love of money, and so that's going to be his downfall. So you shouldn't have drafted him on a biblical standpoint.
yes, and you've always, on a biblical standpoint, started with Tebow.
That's right. I mean, how can you not go with God's chosen one?
That's correct. No, he's doing really good. You can maybe pick him up in your baseball fantasy team coming up.
Minor league baseball fantasy team.
Well, yeah.
In hopes that he gets called up.
He will because of the money.
So I figured he would have already, but he hasn't yet. So, but then he talks about the rest of his players are injured. we actually had in our league, Dusty, I think it was the year before you started, we had a guy who his entire team got injured for the most part. And so he had to redraft a whole nother team. And so he named his team the Infirmary.
Nice.
Yes.
So we sympathize with you, LeBrandon, but at the same time, you kind of deserve it because you drafted Bell.
Right. I mean, Bell in our league, what, he went 5th, 6th round? Why would you draft Bell first round?
In our league, he dropped. Like, people were like, not touching that dude.
Yeah. Because we knew he was going to hold out. We know he's not going to be worth much, and now he's getting traded. So,
and you know that it's the offensive line, which is why he's so good.
Right.
The backups are always good in the Steelers.
Plus, the Jets want him. I mean, really, the Jets? They don't have a line.
This next voicemail, Andrew, is coming from our friend Fletch. He is an Army buddy of yours, a medic buddy, right? And I used to work out with him at a gym once in a while. So, yeah, we'll play that one.
Hey guys, it's Fletch. So kind of calling just to give a little bit of a rant about what's going on in my life. The main thing I'm a little bit irritated about is my fantasy football team. Let me preface. So this year my team name is Kamehameha. And, the only thing that is not a pile of dogs on my team is Chimera. Other than that, I have the fantasy football team that if you drafted 2 or 3 years ago, you probably would win everything and then win other leagues too. Like, that's how I thought going into it. A little bit more backstory. I'm the commissioner of my league, and about 2 or 3 years ago, I guess you could call it trade raping. Apparently I trade raped somebody in my league, and now because of that, I've essentially been blacklisted or shunned from any trades. So it doesn't matter who I have. I could have Aaron Rodgers, and he could be doing amazing, and offer to trade him for Johnny Manziel, and nobody will do it because for some reason they think I have some inside information that Aaron Rodgers is going to die or Aaron Rodgers is going to throw 15 interceptions. It doesn't freaking matter. The point is my team sucks, and my league sucks. The reason being is they won't trade me, and my team is god awful. So last 2 years I went undefeated. This year I've won 1 game. That's okay. It's week 4, whatever. So I'll just go down the list and let you guys know who's on my team because I'm proud of it, but they suck. Aaron Rodgers, old as balls, needs to retire. Yeah, probably the greatest of all time. I don't really care. Stop getting hurt or stop playing. Pick which one. Amari Cooper. For God's sakes, get on a better team or be a better player. The most inconsistent person in the world. I drafted him.
Oh, cut off. He called and left another voicemail. Let's keep playing.
Hey guys, it's Fletch again. So starting this rant off is involving Andrew Fisher because I guarantee he put a time limit on that stupid voicemail that I just did, and it cut me off right in the middle of my rant talking about my stupid team. So what I was saying before so rudely interrupted was how bad Amari Cooper sucks. I avoid drafting him at all costs, but I had to this year because he was the only freaking option. Picked up Jarvis Landry. Hopefully he'll do better. Kamara, the only saving grace of my team, and lo and behold, he's been inconsistent. Good, terrible, and good again. Kevin Coleman, a backup. That's pretty much the rest of my team is backups. Excuse the language. Freaking James White, because New England's backfield, why not? Just take one of their running backs. Bilal Powell, because I like his name. Marlon Mack, because he's supposed to be good, but he's hurt. Brandon Marshall on Seattle because apparently they're throwing to him. I don't know. He's on my bench. Carson Wentz because Aaron Rodgers can't stay freaking healthy. And Cole Beasley because, like I said, Dallas cannot find a freaking wide receiver to save their lives. My kicker situation. That's the thing I'm most pissed about. I drafted Dan Bailey on Dallas Cowboys. I drafted him. I know it's not a big deal with the kicker. I drafted Dan Bailey. Then he sucked. So Dallas got rid of him. Okay, no big deal. I picked up Minnesota's kicker. Then he sucked. So they got rid of him. So then Minnesota picked up Dan Bailey, and I didn't have Dan Bailey anymore. I dropped him. So I'm in this conundrum. Do I re-pick up Dan Bailey because he's who I drafted, or do I pick up some other? You know what I did? I picked up Butker on Kansas City because I don't know. It's a kicker. It shouldn't be that freaking hard to keep a team with a kicker. It doesn't freaking matter. I'm probably going to win. I'm probably going to lose everything, and I'm probably just going to get the freaking toilet bowl. It doesn't freaking matter. So that's my rant. As a side note, I am looking for a job if anybody knows one. Just tell Fisher, and I'm sure he'll pick it up somehow. But anyways, that's all I got. Fletch out.
So first of all, Fletch, thanks for calling in.
Wow.
There's clearly a lot more going on in your life than just your fantasy football team, so we'll be praying for you.
You sounded like a dolphin a lot.
Yeah, that dolphin voice. Where'd that come from? Anyways, I get what you're saying. I did offer him a trade because we were in the same league, and I offered him a trade to trade Kamara, and I was going to give him because he has like sucky people, so I was going to give him 3 decent people for his best player. So he turned it down, and I'm like, well, what else do you want, man? I'm not going to give you good.
Was he trying to trade rape you?
Well, no, he didn't counter with anything.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it was just
weird.
It was just funny, but yeah.
So yeah, him talking about that whole trade rape. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And now no one has traded with him since.
Yeah, it's basically a true story.
Yeah.
And that happened before I was there. So
it was, yeah. I remember that trade rape.
Trying to use
because we were all talking about it in the chat. Everybody was talking about it. And we're like, are you kidding us? You're taking advantage of, well, I won't say that because that's not PC.
Well, clearly he's having kicker issues just like you're having kicker issues, which I think a lot of people are having kicker issues.
I'm not having kicker issue. It's just my kicker's not the greatest, but he's not bad. Don't get me wrong. He still gets me like 8 to 11 points. Matt Bryant would get me 20-plus points.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Matt Bryant would do better than my receivers.
You should have took him first overall.
I should have. If he was just consistent at always getting me 20 points, I may have.
Mm-hmm.
And he is doing well this year, too.
So thanks, Fletch, for coming in. Actually, since we're in the same league, I hope it doesn't get better for you. That's how it works.
Fletch, if you would like to get trade raped sometime, just maybe hopes that people start trading with you again. If you're the one on the bad side of the deal, let me know.
Andrew, we have one more for today. I think it says Liz, but I'm pretty sure it's LeBrandon.
Again?
Yeah.
All right, LeBrandon. Let's hear you.
Hey, this is Lev again from Austin and Lev Presents. Just got off the phone with Tebow. He said he is literally not going to play football again. So, don't know what I'm going to do as far as getting a quarterback for my fantasy football league. Thought about Bobby Boucher, but then Austin told me he was a fake character. I have no clue what I'm going to do. I'm going to call Andrew.
So that's why I had a missed call from LeBrandon?
I was going to say, you might not want to give him your real phone number. You might never stop talking.
I already messed up.
Whoops. Whoopsies. He thinks I have a little more influence around here, I think, because he's like, get us to Tulsa, man. And I'm like, nobody's going to listen to me to tell you. I'm like, hey, you should bring in this comedy people.
Right?
Nobody's.
You know what's actually funny is I have more pull in Tennessee than I do here.
And also this podcast has more pull not in Oklahoma.
Right, in California than we do here.
So LeBrandon, we're probably not the best guys to try to get you gigs.
Right, but sorry I didn't answer your call. I'm not calling back. If you need a quarterback, I hear Johnny Manziel is available. If you want to do Canadian football.
Mm-hmm.
But
or just pick up somebody's backup and just hope that they get hurt.
Actually, my boy Fletch, he has Aaron Rodgers. I'm sure he'll trade you for somebody.
Yeah, because he hurt.
Yeah, because he's old as balls and needs to retire, according to Fletch. Although,
hey, final thought on fantasy. I have Aaron Rodgers in a dynasty league, so I can keep every player I want to. I also drafted Patrick Mahomes in like the 16th round, 18th round.
You had that many draft rounds?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Wow.
That was
a long draft.
So anyway, so I got him that late. And
that's a great pickup.
I traded him, Mahomes, because one thing, my wife's only rule is that I must have Aaron Rodgers. So
because you're a Packers
because we're a Packers family here. So with that, I traded Mahomes for Zeke and
Ezekiel Elliott.
yeah. And so I did start Mahomes a couple times with Rodgers being injured and was able to win games with that. And I don't think he's going to be able to hold up. You know, Deshaun Watson was figured out in the second season. So I think I got a first rounder for this season, a late rounder guy.
So it's a little early to figure out Mahomes, but I think Mahomes. I see the Mahomes-Watson comparison. They're both stellar as rookies, but Watson uses his legs a lot more than Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mahomes runs, but he has a cannon for an arm.
Well, I get it. I'm not going to play him over Rodgers typically.
Yeah, I get you.
And so with him being hot for the first few weeks of the season, it's my opportunity to get a top guy. Because to me,
that is good.
To me, giving up an Elliott for a quarterback in any situation is not the smartest move.
So I agree, because Ezekiel Elliott is at latest a second rounder.
Yeah. Well,
where you don't get your quarterbacks usually until the 5th, 6th round.
Exactly. And so that was my plan, was I got Mahomes. I can get this guy. Mahomes is not going to throw 5 touchdowns a game every game. Like, it's
You hope,
but like, unless he's just the best record-breaking quarterback to ever play, which he's played like that so
far he has.
So, but it's
4
also
weeks
Andy
in.
Reid, and he comes in one day and is going to run the ball the whole game, and he comes in the next day and he's not going to run at all. So
Andy Reid is probably one of the worst head coaches I've
So with that, with Reid being the coach, it just was worth it to me to go ahead and stick it with Zeke and be able to have 2 running backs and like a core good group of receivers. And I still got Fitzmagic as a backup if I need it. So
Holy crud, Fitzmagic. Wow. That dude is talking about old as and he is what he was doing last week to try and get that starting position. Well, 2 weeks ago. Wow.
Well, let's just say he's the reason I lost $50 because I bet on him against the Steelers, and he had a great game, but his receivers didn't. He spreads the ball too much, and I was just
See, I think that's good though, spreading the ball, because if you just constantly focus like on Julio Jones,
I get that, but in the fantasy perspective,
right,
I needed
it
that.
sucks.
I needed that Julio, or I needed that Watson, Fitzpatrick magic. Together.
See, you can't do that, man. You're going Watson when there's Julio out there?
I'm sorry, not
No.
Jackson, but it was just a one-game
Okay.
play. It was a high stakes, like pick 5 players of this game.
Gotcha.
And
Oh, okay.
it's a high stakes, like everybody's going to
Gotcha.
have. So you just need
Yeah.
So
hey, since we talked about that, I know I probably should have put this on last week's segment, but 2 weeks ago I drafted, accidentally, I had the number 1 waiver wire pick, right? And I royally messed up. Because after you demolished me in the trading side of it,
yes,
I went and queued up my waiver wires, and I fully expected to come back and go through them, do more research, eliminate who I didn't want. Well, that jacked me up because I picked up Calvin Ridley, who was he's Atlanta's number 2 behind Julio Jones, because Julio's drawing a lot of double coverage, right? So I picked up Ridley. I didn't mean to do that, as you saw last week. Yeah, he's not going to get the targets every week.
Yeah.
But then I meant to pick up Travis Boyd, who is pretty decent. And then I picked up, again, a running back. I don't even remember his name. Oh, wait. Chris Ivory. There we go. Buffalo Bills. I just remembered.
Just hoping that McCoy is out.
Right. Yeah, well, we all know how that went.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, Andrew, this is just going to be an episode here. We talked about fantasy football for a good 30 minutes now. So
Wow.
All
right.
We'll just leave it there. We'll get into our topic next time. And thanks for tuning in.
Wait.
Oh,
We have to at least mention God once. So God is good.
we did. Tebow.
Oh, there we go. God's chosen one.
God's chosen one, and the love of money, how that's the root of all evil.
Man, you're right. We did sneak it in there a couple times. So, all right. Well, still, God is good.
All the time. and all the time, God is good.
There we go.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week. And the number's in the description if you'd like to call in and leave us a voicemail about anything.
Doesn't have to be fancy. Have a good one, guys.